On today's episode of the Blue Review, I'll be going over the results and giving my thoughts and opinions on the 98th Academy Awards. So, jumping in, my initial thoughts on the 98th Academy Awards is I enjoyed it. At times, there were pacing issues. At times, people were cut off for the sake of time. And there were some really beautiful moments, including the In Memoriam. I found it quite odd how they only selected a few people to speak about, because in turn that makes others feel left out, those families. And I've already seen discourse online about people feeling left out because their family wasn't in the memoriam. But they said if you go to their official website that there is a lengthier version of In Memoriam. So as beautiful as that was, that section was very, very long, and I love paying respect and homage to people. But by the time we got to the big awards, we felt rushed. Everything felt so rushed by the time we got to Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Original Song, and Best Picture. Everything felt rushed, even when they were reading the nominees and they had like a section for Best Original. When they did the Best Original Song clip, they brushed over I Lied to You so fast. It was I Lied to You, Ludwig Göransson, and then the other songs had like longer time to play out. So overall, it was a good award show. Conan did great as always. I really like him as a host. He's funny, and he does get it teasing and picking on every single movie that was there. So I really like him including everything. He did good overall, and I'm pretty happy with the outcome and the results. I did pretty well from my last video. I ended up getting 12 out of the 24 categories right total, so exactly half. When me and my wife watched it, we both had a printout ballot that I linked last time, and we went ahead and voted on the ones we haven't seen, so the documentaries and the short films, just for fun. That being said, there was obviously some heartbreak for me in the Sinners category. Going into it, we knew that the two titans of the night was going to be One Battle After Another and Sinners. The totals came out to be One Battle won 6 Academy Awards while Sinners won 4. All that being said, we will go into it and I will show you the winners, and then I will give you my opinions and thoughts on it. So let's jump into it. And I am using the Oscars.org website to show you the results. So I will link this in the description if you want to look at it for yourself. Starting at the bottom, we had Writing Original Screenplay, and the winner for this category was Sinners, and that is what I had winning. I'm very happy Ryan won this. I really don't think he had much competition here. The only other one that I would have liked to seen it go to was It Was Just an Accident or perhaps Sentimental Value, but this was a big win for Ryan. It was his first win of the night, and everybody stood up in the crowd and gave him a big moment to shine, and it was a very good speech that he gave. I loved it so much. And with Ryan winning this makes him only the second black American filmmaker to win Best Original Screenplay for writing, which is sad. The first is Jordan Peele for Get Out, but moving on from that, we go into adapted screenplay with One Battle After Another winning this. This is where I missed. I originally had Hamnet winning this. As you'll see, Hamnet didn't pick up really anything besides a big one, but we'll get into that. I truly thought that Hamnet was going to sneak in there. I thought maybe this is where Chloe Zhao would get her flowers, but she did not. I would also love to see Train Dreams or Begonia win this. This was a really great category, but One Battle After Another is a masterclass in adaptation, so I was really happy to see Paul win this. Moving on from there, we go into visual effects, with the winner being Avatar Fire and Ash. Duh, that's the one I picked, and I think everybody picked. There was probably no other votes here. It was nice. I really thought Sinners was going to have a bigger chance of winning the night, because every single time, even in this category, every single time there was a clip of Sinners or something playing, the crowd would go crazy. And I was like, even in visual effects, they're expecting it to win. So that was something special. But Avatar Fire and Ash was obviously your winner here. The whole movie was visual effects, and when these guys came up on stage to accept the award, they said something like it was either 2,200 or 3,200 team members that was in the visual effects department. So crazy and great accomplishment for them. Oh, and I gotta say, I love what they did this year with clips. They finally were showing clips. I miss clips in award ceremony, so it was so good to see clips again. And some categories had like special little animation intros. It was just beautiful. Those little touches really add to the experience. But moving on from visual effects, we go into sound, and F1 was the winner here. And again, I was correct on this one. As I said, this would be the only nod that it got the whole night, and in this case, it was. Good win here. This is the only category I personally think it should have been nominated for. I'm okay with it in visual effects, but this movie is just sound. So I was happy it picked this up at least. And again, I would have went with Sinners, or even One Battle here, but I'm really happy F1 picked this up. They got something at least, and the actors in the crowd were ecstatic for this win. Moving on from there, we have production design. Frankenstein. Okay, I had Frankenstein winning here as well, and I really thought this would pick it up just because it's so grandiose and fantastical. And typically, the Academy shows a lot of love to this kind of set design, and it was very practical. Like, if I'm not mistaken, they built an entire ship for this movie, and it showed. It was beautiful, the hard work that went into it. My sneak pick here was Hamnet. I thought Hamnet was gonna sneak a lot of these categories, if I'm being honest, but it did not, surprisingly. Moving on from there, and I'm using the Academy's website, so I'm going in their order from bottom to top. And after production design, we have Best Picture, with the winner being One Battle After Another. Look, it's a great win. I'm not a hater of this movie. It was probably my fourth or fifth favorite movie of the year. I think it's deserving. And Paul Thomas Anderson gave a great speech at the end of this. He said, in the year that Dog Day Afternoon was nominated for Best Picture, it was among Titans. And you can't really say one is the best picture when you're amongst greatness. And I think the other movies in that were like Jurassic Park. And I thought that was very beautiful because he was still paying ode and homage to all the great movies in this category and movies that weren't even nominated. So I thought that was big on his part. And he thanked his cast, and he gave a lot of flowers to Chase Infinity and said she's the heart of that movie, which I totally agree. I really think Chase was the best part of that movie. To me, I think she is a star in the making. I think moving forward, she's going to be nominated a lot, and I will watch everything that she's a part of, most likely. Except for, I don't know if I'll watch The Handmaids. My wife might. But it was a great win overall. It was the favorite for such a long time. I really thought Sinners was going to pick this up. This was my pick. Sinners was my pick. I knew it was between the two of them. And Sinners has so much momentum going into this. The tide shifted on so many categories that they became the favorites and that they weren't even considered earlier in the year. And after the actor awards, they just kept picking up steam. Ryan Coogler kept promoting, Michael B. Jordan kept promoting it, everybody kept promoting it, and they were doing behind the scenes. And everybody loves them. The cast is amazing. Everybody loves Ryan Coogler. He is so educational when it comes to filmmaking, and he makes filmmaking accessible, which is very much needed. So I really thought Sinners would pick this up. Sadly, it did not. I am happy for One Battle After Another. I just think the best representation of Best Picture is Sinners. It is an original idea and an original story come to life by Ryan Coogler. I think that is so breathtaking with so many adaptations and sequels and franchises nowadays to have such a powerful movie resonate with so many people. I think that is the definition of Best Picture. You go in thinking you're just going to have fun watching a popcorn vampire movie. You get something so much more. It is like there's a heartbeat to Sinners that I don't find in all these movies. Well, Train Dreams. Sorry, Train Dreams. There's such a heartbeat to Sinners that connects with everybody and it resonates to everybody. The music, the grief, loss, everything is so profound in that movie. And I think it deserves more shine and love than it got. Train Dreams, so happy to see it nominated for Best Picture, but sadly it did not pick up any awards the entire night, which I predicted, but I was really hoping that I would be wrong and it would sneak in there for something. But it did not, and that's a shame. More people need to watch Train Dreams. It is definitely underseen. Going on from Best Picture, music, original song. And again, we have Golden. The winner is Golden, which I called, But as I said, best original song should have been I Lied to You without a doubt. I cannot take you seriously if you say Golden is a better song than I Lied to You. Yes, more people are listening to Golden and it's in playlists. It's like a pop song, a K-pop song. And it's a great one at that. Everybody loves it and the performance was great. I love the inclusion of the performances of these top two contenders this year for I Lied to You and Golden. Very nice touch. And that shows you right there. The other people did not have performances. It shows you, okay, we know who's really competing here. We know who's going to win, and it's Golden. The performances were beautiful. I Lied to You was transcendent, dude. They had so many guest appearances, and they did the music in a generation scene where Miles Canton is singing and everything's catching on fire, and then we're going through time and back in time and into the future, and there's hip hop and there's jazz and soul playing. It was so beautiful, so well done. You had the actors on stage dancing, doing the scene again, and phenomenal. Really, really good. When this happened, everybody stood up, was cheering. I got chills watching Miles Canton hit that last note. Somebody take me. Holy shit, amazing. But again, the Academy Awards is for movies, for film. If this was the Grammys, which Golden did win for the Grammys, that's for music solely. Okay, so for them winning the Grammys, I could justify it. Be like, okay, it's a good song that more people like and it resonates with more people. But with the Academy Awards, we're looking at movies and the impact of the song within the movie. It's a no-brainer that I Lied to You should have won this. And this is probably the biggest disservice of the night to me, solely because of what the song does and what it means to the movie. It is looking at black empowerment in generations, and it's just so powerful watching this scene. As I said, it is probably my favorite scene in the last decade of filmmaking, and it is breathtaking, and it couldn't have been done without this song. This song moved mountains, and it is so impactful on the story and the plot and moving it forward and what it means to really, no matter who says you can't follow your passion, you're going to do it anyways. Even if there's a blood-sucking vampire trying to kill you, you still choose to chase that dream. Man, I got chills talking about it. I can see it so clearly in my head. This song is so important to this movie and to the art form of cinema as a whole. So I think this was a big injustice. Golden, I'm really happy for them, but they won earlier in the night, so I was really hoping, okay, maybe that's their award for the night, and then I Lied to You will win. Because again, this is for movies. I Lied to You in the context of the movie is so much more impactful than Golden. Again, Golden, they got up there and gave a great speech. Another big injustice of the night is they cut off the guy that was about to give a speech. So sad. Very disrespectful and unjust. That's my spiel. I knew it would lose, but I voted for I Lied to You anyways. Moving on from there, we have music, original score, and thank God this went to Ludwig Göransson. This is now three in a row that he has won. He won for Black Panther, he won for Oppenheimer, and now he has won for Sinners. And he will probably win again next year for Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. Ludwig Göransson is just incredible. Everything he does is so sonically pleasing and impactful on the plot of the movie. As I stated in my last video, Sinners, the backbone and heartbeat of that movie, the soul of that movie, is music. And that is highly credited and due to Ludwig Göransson. A beautiful man from Sweden, nonetheless. He gave a really incredible speech thanking his dad for showing him the guitar and how the guitar basically brought him to the U.S. and brought him to one of the most important filmmaker and voices of our generation in Ryan Coogler. And he gave his props to Ryan Coogler for trusting him and letting him cook. So I'm so happy Ludwig won here. This is what I predicted, and it is earned. Everything he does is phenomenal. That like grungy, in your face, like hard guitar he's doing with the boom boom, it's so impactful. Like think of everything he does stands out. That's kind of why I think people are associating him with Hans Zimmer, saying he's our generation's Hans Zimmer, which I can see because everything he does is so memorable. He leaves a mark on you after the movie, and it stands out in your head, and you can still hear it. Like, think of the Black Panther. What do you think of? You think of those drums that he does, pop, 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 those bongos. So good. My second pick here, though, would have been Begonia. I am very happy Begonia got nominated for this. I think it is an underappreciated and unseen movie, sadly, of the year. It deserved a lot more love, and there's a lot of injustice when it comes to Begonia that I feel like the Academy voters failed. And then after that, I would have went one battle after another. Like I said, Johnny Greenwood did something very special with those little panning keys throughout the movie that just added so much context and anxiety to the movie. Moving on from there, we have makeup and hairstyling. Frankenstein won this. As I predicted, Frankenstein won. Very happy with this one. I think it was its category to win. I don't think anything would have came close. The only other one that would have got love was Sinners. But I'm happy for Frankenstein here. And as you'll see, they picked up a lot of technical awards like I had predicted. Next up, we have live action short film, which went to The Singers and Two People Exchanging Saliva. It's crazy that there was a tie. And after watching this, people were like, hey, maybe they're warming us up to having a tie between Best Actor for Timothée Chalamet and Michael B. Jordan, which didn't happen, but we'll get into. Very happy. The Singers had a really good story, and I was happy to see them. They gave great speeches, and they brought up one of the actors in the movie, which is just, he's a local worker from New York. And it was great to see. I love that, them bringing like everyday people to big awards like this. And he got to hold the Oscar. I mean, how special is that? You know, all his family and friends were so ecstatic for him. And then we went with Two People Exchanging Saliva, which I've heard great things about as well. I intend to watch all of these, as I said. They gave a pretty good speech, and they were cutting off the guy. I felt so bad for him because you could see him wanting to speak, and he was like trying to push her out of the way. They actually retracted his mic, and then they cut to Conan, and he was supposed to give his dialogue to set up the next award, and he was just cracking up. He's like, to take the mic away from somebody, he's like, I know we're hard on time, but that is just cold and hilarious. So anyways, they put the mic back up, and he gave a pretty good speech saying how important it is for filmmaking and the impact that filmmaking has on people. But then he threw a shot at Timothée Chalamet, which you'll see throughout the night. That happened a lot. It makes no sense. There is so much bigger things going on in the world that completely and utterly sucks that no one else is talking about. Shout out Javier Bardem. I love you, man, and I really appreciate what you said. Very powerful and impactful. And thank you for fighting that fight for so long when so many people cower on the big stage. But like him, it's very important what he said. But then this guy, for some reason, takes his time to throw shots at Timothée Chalamet. The whole night, there was some really funny jokes about Timothée Chalamet. Conan opened up and saying the security was extra tight tonight, that they're expecting attacks from the opera and ballet community. Hilarious. Timothy laughed at that. That was funny. But to take time out of your Oscars acceptance speech, like one of the biggest moments of your life, to throw shade at another person in attendance at that, like, and it's not even something bad. Like, I would get it if this person was there that was like, should be in jail or something, but Timothée Chalamet just had an opinion that people took out of context and got really hurt over for no reason, and looked directly at him and said it. So besides that, I'm happy for both these winners. I think it was really cool to see a tie, and it's very rare. Next, moving on from that, we have International Feature Film. And the winner for this was Sentimental Value. Was wrong on this one. I picked, it was just an accident. I said Sentimental Value is the favorite and then Secret Agent. But I personally think the story behind it was just an accident. It's so important that I wanted to vote for it anyways. I was happy for Sentimental Value that they won something. I think this is their only award of the entire night. The entire cast and director were ecstatic to win this, and I was very, very, very happy for them. They all got on stage and they were so happy. But please, if you have not seen It Was Just an Accident, go watch it. It is now streaming on Hulu, so please check it out. It's very impactful and very important to see that movie. Next up, we have film editing. The winner here was One Battle After Another. I predicted One Battle After Another here. My pick personally was Marty Supreme because that movie relies so heavily on the editing, and if it did not edit the way it was, it would implode. Like a lot of movies, but there is so much going on here, and it's kind of very similar and adjacent to One Battle After Another. I would have loved to seen some love for Marty Supreme on the night. That being said, I'm very happy with One Battle After Another winning this. I think it is very deserving. Next up, we have documentary short film, and the winner here was All the Empty Rooms. If you don't know what All the Empty Rooms is, it's a documentary about school shootings and the impact on gun control and not having gun control. And it is 4 bedrooms of victims that have been in a school shooting, and most of the rooms are untouched in the exact way that the kids left it the day that they left. Very powerful, very sad and tragic. Beautifully captured, and a really great speech from the mom, and condolences to all of the families. Moving on from that, we have documentary feature film, and Mr. Nobody Against Putin won this. The director of this and the main actor in this gave a phenomenal speech. It was just beautiful. Go check it out. I will link that in the description if you want to see that. Very, very, very well done and very well said. It definitely makes me want to watch this. I got this one wrong though. I picked Cutting Through Rocks blindly, like I said. Moving on from there, we have directing. This was a really big award. The winner here was Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another. I was happy for him, very happy for him, but you know me, you know what I picked. I picked Ryan Coogler. I think what he does in that movie is maybe leagues above all these. Okay, so Paul Thomas Anderson is doing so much in that movie all at once, but so is Ryan Coogler, and I think to a more of an expert level, because you reel people in with this vampire movie, this fun vampire movie, and then you hit them in the face with subtlety, and then you give them heart in a movie that really usually wouldn't have it typically. And he says so much in this movie. Very impactful. I was really happy for Paul though. I think he is long due an award for directing. And again, I thought Chloe Zhao might sneak in here, because I could just see her sneaking in for a lot of these awards, as I said, and I thought directing might have been it, because it was really only between Paul and Ryan, and I thought maybe if they split the vote, Chloe will pick this up. But I'm happy for Paul. I wish it was for Ryan, but I'm glad Ryan got a writing award, at least. Moving on from there, we go into costume design. And again, Frankenstein is the winner in another technical category. Very well deserved. I was very happy for them. I predicted Sinners, but I figured Frankenstein was going to win this, and it was their category to lose. Again, anything fantastical and like handmade and stuff like this is very favorable to the Academy, so I was happy for Frankenstein. Everybody on that crew seems very close, and they all love Guillermo del Toro. Every time they got up there, they just like thanked him, and love his passion for filmmaking. But I was happy for them. My pick here was Sinners, just because it's an original story, so they had to create original characters and really go into costume design that made each of them characters independently stand out. And I think they did that so well. The images of the characters are always in my head, and I think they did a phenomenal job. They would have been my first or second pick here. Next up, we have cinematography, and the winner here was Autumn Durlad for Sinners, and that was such a great moment. This marks the first woman cinematographer to ever win this Academy Award. Big moment, and so heavily deserved. As I stated in my last video, Sinners is just breathtaking from the beginning to the end. The lighting, the fire sequences, the close-ups, the enchanting dark night moments, just everything was so visually stunning. And I'm so happy for Autumn. She had a really great moment, gave a really great speech. So happy for her. And I'm so happy her and Ryan found each other and that they work so well together. And I'm very excited to see what else they do in the future. Congrats to you, Autumn. Very well deserved. So happy for you. After this, we have casting. This is the newest category for the Oscars. This was a shocker on the night, honestly. Everybody's favorite here was Sinners, but the award actually went to one battle after another. Sinners has been winning the casting this award circuit. And a lot of people were theorizing that Sinners would win this and that they definitely wouldn't win Best Picture. But as you see here, that did not happen. One battle after another won casting as well as Best Picture. Really love this new award, and I really love the casting directors. They get some praise, and it's very overdue. As Cassandra stated when she won, she's like, "I'm so grateful that they have this, but also sad that the past casting directors don't get this chance." So this is a big moment. Now Cassandra is the very first Oscar winner of this category. One battle after another really is great, and the cast is superb. But I think Sinners is so special, as I stated. Every single cast member is one of one and spot on in that movie, and they gel so perfectly together. Next up, we had animated short film, and the winner here was The Girl Who Cried Pearls. I got this one wrong. Again, I was blind picking, and I picked Butterfly. They all looked very beautiful, and I have heard really good things about The Girl Who Cried Pearls, so definitely will check that out. After that, we had animated feature, and the winner here was K-pop Demon Hunters. When they won this, I was very happy for them, because I was like, okay, they have their award for the night, and it's for the movie. So maybe, just maybe, I Lied to You will win Best Original Song over Golden, because hey, shout out them, they already have an award, and they can say that they're Oscar award-winning movie now. But sadly, that was not the case. Again, I was very happy for K-pop Demon Hunters here, and they gave a really great speech about being who you are and speaking even when it's hard, and that people will see you and they will want to hear from you. So very great moment. All right, after that we had the very first award of the night, which was actress in a supporting role, and the winner here was Amy Madigan. This has been a mixed bag online, very mixed, and like I said, who cares about what's online, just have your opinion. But it's very mixed. Some people are ecstatic for Amy, and they're like, she was the best actress all year, and then others are like, they're giving out career awards again, just to like, oh, you've been in this career for a long time, let's give you awards. I don't think that's the case. The race between the three ladies in this category was Amy, Woomy, and Tiana, with each of them winning an award this award season. Going into this was one of the closest races of the night. My pick here was Woomy, and like I said, Sinners has picked up so much steam in the past month or so that I thought maybe they'll just sweep everything. Not only that, I think she truly deserved this award. She was, even in the clip that they showed of her, dude, it made me want to tear up. She just has so much soul and heart in her delivery and performance. It's just breathtaking. I love you, Woomy, and I hope you get nominated again. Tiana was the early favorite for this, and people love Tiana as a person and an actress, just all around a character. Everybody loves her. So I was not going to be surprised if she won it. She is great in the movie. But Amy won this, and she won the last award at the Actor Awards. So not a shock. But again, I can't lie, I was disappointed. I'm happy for her. I really like Amy, and she's overdue for an acclaim like this. We should be looking at the year and the performance of the year, and I really truly think that was Woomy. Moving on from there, we have actress in a leading role. The winner here was Kate Hudson. No, it was Jessie Buckley. As I said, this was the most obvious pick of the night. Happy for Jessie. And again, she amazes me every time she gives a speech. It is so heartfelt and real and honest. I don't know how she still has the energy to give these like very breathtaking speeches, and she just lives in the moment, and everybody in her cast was so happy for her. Paul was screaming and Chloe was screaming. Jacoby Jupe, that plays her son in the movie, was crying. It was just really, really special moment, and I was very happy for her. It's very well deserved. Rose Byrne was my second pick. Hey, Kate Hudson, I'm sorry if I've been dogging on you. I have not seen Song Sung Blue. I was telling my wife it was so odd that this movie got nominated, though, because I swear the movie wasn't even widely released when they nominated her. It was like out of nowhere. That being said, I'm happy she got nominated. She's a fun actress. But I really think a snub here was Jennifer Lawrence. I think Jennifer Lawrence should have been nominated here for Die My Love. That performance she gives is so visceral and hard to watch. A lot like Rose Byrne's. Jennifer Lawrence gives such a physical performance and demanding performance. Wow, it's crazy that she did not get nominated here. Moving on. We have actor in a supporting role, and the winner was Sean Penn. I was predicting Delroy Lindo. As I said, I thought the tide shifted enough that Delroy would win. And if anybody deserves a career award, it's fucking Delroy Lindo. He is one of the best actors in that entire room, and he never gets the love or flowers that he deserves. Sean Penn was phenomenal in one battle after another. I think it is a warranted award. I was happy for him. I would have been really happy if Jacob won it or Benicio. Kieran Culkin gave it. We knew Sean Penn wouldn't show up. He hasn't been to any of these. I was actually very surprised to see Leo there. Kieran was presenting the award, and he said, I will accept the award on behalf of Sean Penn, who could not be here tonight. Or he just did not want to be. Throwing shade at him. Love it. Everybody was happy for Sean. They were clapping, except for Delroy. Maybe the most disappointed reaction of the night I saw. Delroy, I seen him on the red carpet, and he was saying that he doesn't look like, look at it like, like in a hateful way, like, oh, this is only my first time here. This is my first nomination. And he was in great spirits, but he did not want that man Sean Penn to win. I do not think so. If you watch the clip back, he just sit there like, he's very intimidating and imposing person. So him not clapping, there was tensity in the air. I hope Delroy gets nominated, and I hope maybe Ryan will put him in something else that gets nominated and he can win there. I really, really hope so. If not, Spike Lee, call Delroy back up, put him in something. He deserves it. After that, we go into arguably the biggest award of the night besides Best Picture, and that is Actor in a Leading Role. The winner here was Michael B. Jordan. And after all, he won. I was honestly in shock. I am not going to lie. I was very, very shocked. I honestly couldn't believe it. I'm so happy for Michael. I love him, and he had such a phenomenal speech and a really great moment. Everybody in the crowd stood up and cheered for him, including Timothy Chalamet. You could see it did hurt Timothy, but he was cheering him on from the jump, and he was very happy for his fellow actor. And I think they've shown love to each other the entire award circuit, so I'm happy about that. It's weird because I'm mixed. I'm so ecstatic and happy for Michael to get recognized. It's so beautiful. He's been acting and hard working for so long. It's so beautiful to see him recognized. But that being said, I'm conflicted because I truly, truly think Timothy Chalamet had the best performance of the entire year in Marty Supreme. I mean, I went on a rant last time and I gave you my points. But just to summarize the things Timothy does in Marty Supreme, to me, personal opinion, is far and away exceeding everything that any of these other fellow actors, nominees, did in their movies. It's kind of shocking to me because when the nominees were coming out and people were theorizing, hey, maybe Mike won't even be nominated for an Academy Award, and for him to then become the favorite days before voting ends, it was such a big shift. Timothy was the favorite for everything. He won so many awards during this award circuit, and he was the favorite, and it was his to lose. He was the lock of locks, almost like Jesse Buckley. Not as much. It was really a shock of the night for me. But the biggest snub in this category here was Jesse Plemons. As I said, Begonia did not get enough love on the entire night. To me, it is almost a slap in the face, disrespectful. You nominate a movie for Best Picture, but you do not nominate its best performance, its lead actor. Jesse Plemons is getting shitted on left and right for these awards. Then they still had the nerve to nominate Emma Stone, who is phenomenal in Begonia. She is a Academy and critical darling. Everybody loves her and love voting for her. But not to nominate Jesse, who had one of the most astonishing performances of the entire year, is really a slap in the face. And I was hurting for him. He was in attendance and he seemed in good spirits. And awards aren't everything, but he is so overdue for his flowers. That man is incredible. From the very first movie that I seen, Like Mike, to Breaking Bad, to everything in between, this man gives it his all. He is so one of one, man. It really hurts because my personal ranking would have been Timothy Chalamet and then Jesse Plemons, and then probably Michael. Hell, I would have even loved a Joel Edgerton nominee for Train Dreams. Again, a Best Picture nominee without a leading actor nominee. I don't know what needs to happen because we need to give more flowers to people. Because even a nominee of an Oscar is huge. You could say you're now an Academy Award nominee. That is huge. You'll get way more roles, everything, more eyes on you. So I don't know what needs to happen. Instead of having 5 nominees, maybe we do 10. Like for Best Picture, we just make it the same as the Best Picture. And for actors, because it's, I don't know. I just wish I was a voter, man. I would have voted for Jesse in a heartbeat to be on at least the short list. The tide shifted. People turned on Timothée Chalamet for whatever reason. They decided to hate him. They decided this is not his time to win. As I said, I'm very conflicted. I'm happy for Michael, and I hope he keeps thriving in his career. He had a really great moment. Everybody loves him, and he said he can feel the love of people that just want him to win. And I'm not saying he doesn't deserve this. I think he does deserve it, but maybe in a different year. It's so hard when 2 phenomenal movies and performances come out at the same time because you know only one of them will be the winner. And I'm not a person that I don't pick my favorite movie in every category. Like Sinners was my favorite movie of the year. I'm not going to vote it in every single category. I'm going to vote it category per category of what I think deserves it. Sinners blows Marty Supreme out of the water, I think, in movie terms. But acting, Timothée blows everyone else out of the water. Just when they were showing the clips of Timothée, man, I was just so awe-inspired, and I couldn't look away from what he was doing in that movie. During the entire runtime, I was just like enamored. So happy for you, Michael. But Timothée, I truly think, was dealt the shorthand here. And people are saying Timothée will have more nominees. He has already had 3. Yeah, that's great and all, but that shouldn't matter. It should be the best performance of the year. It should be now. Who cares if he's going to win in the future? If he deserves it now. He's doing career best work in Marty Supreme. But overall, I'm very happy for Michael. It's just disheartening at the same time because I feel like it almost takes away from Michael because the conversation now is Michael won because of the controversy around Timothée and the hatred towards him. So it almost lessens his award. And he is so deserving of this award. I think he is great. But another thing I will say, he is not the standout in that movie, in his own movie to me. I think the standout was Woomy, Miles Kenton, and Delroy Lindo. I think those were the 3 that truly shined in that movie. And then it would be Michael. The whole cast was phenomenal. The movie could not be what it is without any of them. And Michael is so phenomenal in that. But I truly think Miles should have been nominated either in leading role or supporting. Michael is doing a lot in that movie. He's doing a lot of hard work. But when I think of that movie, I don't think of him solely. I don't think the movie would fall apart as it would without Timothée in his movie. But overall, I'm very happy for him, and I'm hoping he goes on to win more, and I hope he gets even more serious roles now and more critically acclaimed. Like I said, a lot of people did not give him critical acclaim before this and until he was the front runner, so I hope he gets even more critically acclaimed roles, and I hope he keeps going, and I hope he keeps winning. Timothée, I hope he gets another nomination for Dune Part 3. It is unlikely. Those roles have not given him critical acclaim for whatever reason, but with Sinners winning a lot this year, and it's not a typical critical darling, I'm hoping that the tides are shifting and the Academy is open for more, like with K-pop winning. I'm so happy for all the winners. And with that, that is the end of the list. That is all of the winners for the 98th Academy Awards. And I'm going to end with this. Awards are not everything. The Oscars don't matter. They matter to the actors and to the studios. It's a big push for them. The Oscars are fun for movie nerds like me that spend all of their free time watching movies and thinking about it and reviewing it. It is like the night for us. It is like our Super Bowl. We have seen all the movies. We have thoroughly broken down and enjoyed every single one of them. You're picking your favorites and hoping that they win. But it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Jesse Plemons wasn't nominated, but he still one of my favorite performances of the entire year, and nobody could take that away. Nothing should deter you from what you like. You could love K-pop Demon Hunters even though I don't love it. You could think One Battle After Another is the best movie of the year when I think it is Sinners. That's what makes us human. We have our own personal connections with movies, and some things stick with us more than other things to other people. What I'm trying to say is it's okay to have different opinions. Don't go online and hate somebody just because they won an Oscar over somebody that you think deserved it more. None of it matters in the grand scheme of things. The world is so fucked up. We should celebrate every little win that we can. Like what you like. Go to the movies. Support your local theaters. Just like what you like. Thank you for watching. This has been another Blue Review.